What's up, everybody? It's Ford Tech Steve. I am here to introduce you to our new engine for the foxbody today. And this is going to be a pretty exciting little project for us, especially once we get this back into the foxbody, or I should say into the foxbody, since it hasn't been there yet. This is going to be a pretty cool project. We're going to really enjoy showing this off to you, and hopefully this will give everybody some motivation to go build something cool of their own. And this is it. It's not just a trash bag. It is a 408 stroker kit. So it's a 351 Windsor block. It's been bored and had a different cam put in it. So it is now a 408 stroker. And we got some other Go Fast goodies and stuff to go on it as well. Got some fancy heads for it. This is actually a roller block, so that's going to be a lot nicer for our application. We won't have to worry about doing anything special with the break-in or anything like that. This will be so much nicer to maintain. So today our main goal is just to put the heads on it. We want to get measurements for our push rods, and then probably later this week, once those come in, we'll be able to finish reassembly. Hoping to be able to get Aaron out here for the second part of that when we actually go to reassemble it, and we'll see how that goes. We'll keep you guys in the loop on all that. So let's get to work on putting these heads on. So honestly, with this engine, I was expecting us to have a little more work to do, but obviously this is ready to reassemble. I was planning on painting it, but the guys over at CRC down in Middletown actually painted it for us. So we were going to do that. I don't know if we were really going to do anything special with the paint it black, or just go to blue, but this looks decent for us, so I think we're just going to go ahead and stick with what they've already done. Alright, so a slight change of plans. I'm going to run all these studs and everything in, and then tomorrow after work, since I didn't bring my torque wrench home, I will torque everything down. So we won't get everything measured today. It'll still be in this video, just it'll be tomorrow. So this here is what we picked up for our cylinder heads. Some Jegs Performance ones. I believe these are 64cc combustion chambers. So that's what we'll be slapping on this. Slip these on. These do come with all the guides and everything. Grab the other one, throw that on too. Ta-da! Alright everybody, it's like 2 days later instead of 1 day, so sorry about that. We had a little field trip that I took yesterday for the Ranger project, and also kind of forgot my torque wrench. So, little field trip, and we picked up something kind of cool for the Ranger, so I'll show you that real quick. So this is what we picked up. We picked up a T5. It's got some internal issues. So I picked it up. It had already been disassembled. This transmission is going to go in the Ranger. Kind of decided I wanted to go manual on the truck. So once I get to the point where we're ready to tear into that, there will be a build series on this transmission. We'll probably see if we can decipher what gears are in there. I think the gears themselves might be alright. Sounds like it had a synchronizer issue with second gear, but we will see what ends up coming of that. So for right now, we are actually going back to, we're going to finish torquing these heads. I already got the nuts and everything for the head studs set up, ready to go. Put some of the ARP fastener lubricant on there, so that's already good to go. All we have left to do is torque them down. We're going to do 35 foot-pounds, 65 foot-pounds, and then we're going to do 100 to finish out. So we're going to have these set at 100. Should be good for what we're doing. And their head studs, they're obviously going to be better for the long run for this engine. So let's get to that. Alright, so I'm going to run these down with the impact just so the slack is taken up on the bolt. We don't want to sit here all day working on running these threads down, so let's get on it. Alright, so we're doing our 35 foot-pound pass. Doing 65 this time. All right, 100. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to measure for our push rod lengths. Now, already I'll say this, we're getting this math and everything from Vice Grip Garage. Derek went over this. Watch his video on it. He describes it a lot better than we do, but we'll go through our numbers. So here is the cam card for ours. Our lift, both intake and exhaust, is 0.512. Now the way he is showing it is you do your total lift, divide that in half, so we get 0.256. I know my writing is horrible. We're using a 3/8 stud for our rocker. That's 24 threads per inch, so that ends up equaling 0.042 turns per turn. So we got our half lift, so 0.256 divided by 0.042, that gets us 6.09 turns, and that'll be apparent here, or make sense here in a minute why you need that measurement. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and drop our push rod checker in here, length checker in. So this is adjustable. It just threads out. That gets you your length. So we're going to put this thread end down, and we'll sit that right there in our push rod. Now I've got my dad helping me here so he can be an extra set of hands. So the first thing we're going to need to do, and we drew a line on there. So we got the line in there. We want to get that as close to 90 degrees. So basically from here, where the valve stem is, to where that angle comes through and goes through the trunnion. So we want, you already got that thread on there? So you can see it's a little bit low right now.
The trunnion's a little bit high.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay.
You want me to turn that while you're checking it?
Yeah, so the top of this is flat. So we're trying to make this line, the center of these two pivots, parallel to this.
So I'm just going to turn this until we're
You're right about there. That looks pretty good.
So double check that, make sure it's seated. So that does look pretty good. So we should be good there. And the next thing we need to do, this is going to be a little difficult.
6.09 turns.
Yes, so we're going to do our 6.09 turns first.
So when we set this at 90 degrees so it's perpendicular, that's our starting point for our turns to meet the halfway point on the compression of the valve.
Yeah, so we're measuring this so it would be at mid-lift.
Right. Okay, so here we go. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then our 0.09, something like that.
That's still a little aggressive for 0.09, but so what I'm going to have you do is hold the, when you hold that up, hold that top piece so I can turn the bottom.
Okay.
And you don't want to make this, you want to turn this so it takes up the slack between your roller lifter and your rocker. So you don't want it to push down. This obviously hasn't been run yet, so there is no oil pressure in this. So I'm going to go ahead and start turning. You got that top piece?
Yep.
So we're going to go. And I'm thinking that right there, it's not pushing down on that yet, but you can still turn this whole thing a little bit. And then we're just going to take that off. I'm going to hold the joint here just so it doesn't try to turn while we're taking that rocker off. So that's off. Just going to take this, slide it out of there. And we will take this and put it right here on our tape measure. So we're going to start at the 2-inch mark so we're not dealing with all the other pieces here. And that puts us where we've been measuring to has been what, 7 inches and 950. So that's what we're going to order for this engine.
It's basically 1/16 less than 8 full inches, and 1/16 of an inch is approximately 50 thousandths.
And this here, this is actually, it's interesting to us because the other engine was a flat tappet, and the push rod, this is an 8-inch. This is what came out of that engine. Ends up being really darn close, even though the lifter itself is actually so much taller for a roller. So hopefully that's a little quick crash course for everybody on doing push rod lengths. I have to relearn it every time I do it. I've only had to do it a couple times, but I have to relearn it every time. And I usually end up going back to Derek's videos because he ends up doing a really good job explaining that. So maybe we'll even link it down in the description so you can go look at that and see his video for it. But other than that, thanks for watching. We'll have a couple weekly build update videos on this, where we should have this car running here in a couple weeks. So thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.